The world of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Two humans locked in an octagon battling to the death. Well, this was true when my boy Yamasaki was reffing. A war of will, blood, bruises, brutal knockouts, and broken bones. Damn, that's a lot of B's. The UFC displays what it means to be a warrior. The athletes put themselves through months of torture leading up to their fights, sacrificing time with their families, social lives, mental and physical health. But no one has suffered more than Ian Garry. Now, if you don't know who this guy is, then that's a good thing. I advise you to click off this video.
Who the f is that guy? Who the f is that? No,
the guy is the complete opposite of what you would expect from a UFC fighter, and I'm gonna give a quick rundown on this dude. First things first, his name is Ian Garry. I swear to God, if I hear John Anik say Ian Machado Garry one more time, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. The dude is an up-and-coming McGregor wannabe. Like, dude, I get it, you're Irish, Connor's Irish, but that's about all you guys got in common. Garry isn't even the dollar store version of McNugget. His mic game is horrendous. I'm talking Usman levels of garbage. At this point, just act like you can't speak English and have the translator talk shit for you. Fighting wise, the guy's pretty solid. He's a lanky 6'3" welterweight, undefeated 13-0, taking out the likes of Neil Magny in his last fight, which isn't saying much, but it's something. He's got an upcoming fight against Vicente Luque at UFC 296, which will be a solid indicator on if that nickname of the future holds any merit. Now, as to why this guy is an embarrassment. Basically, he is the wife to his wife. The dude is married to a gold digger who has already secured the bag and had his kid. The reason this got any attention is there was a video a couple days ago where he's talking to his wife about how mean the internet is. In this video, he talks about how if she was a gold digger, manipulative and controlling and so on, he'd have a sit down and talk with her. Which really, dude, that's the best you got. You're gonna sit down and talk with her? I'm not joking, these are his words, not mine.
If you were so controlling that I didn't have a choice, if you were a wag, if you had any of these things, if any of them were remotely f***ing true, I'd sit down and give you time and conversation.
Keep in mind, this is a UFC fighter we're talking about here. Of course, the internet ate this shit up, and upon further investigation, the whole story gets worse. Like, prepare yourself because we're about to go down the rabbit hole. Exhibit A. His wife Layla is 14 years older than him. Ian is 26, Layla is 40. Which normally, hey man, do your thing, everybody has their own taste. But in this case, we can't forget to mention that she literally wrote a book on how to be a wag. Now, if you're out of the loop and don't know what a wag is, like 99% of the population, it's basically a gold digger, but specifically for athletes. She wrote a book on how to be a gold digger. There is no way Ian Garry did not know about this before getting married. I'm starting to think Ian just accepts his role where Layla backmounts him in bed. To make things even worse, Ian changed his name to his wife's ex-husband's last name. This is the same ex-husband who lives at the same house as Ian and Layla and is Ian's nutritionist who put him on a vegan diet. You literally cannot make this shit up. This dude is a literal clown, and of course the UFC middleweight champ Sean Strickland had to get in on this. Sean Strickland posted a video where he was giving some relationship advice to Ian while driving in his truck shirtless without a seatbelt. If there's one man to take relationship advice from, it's Sean. Strickland goes on describing that when he met Layla and her wife Ian, there was some sort of negative energy coming from Layla. The dude calls her a succubus and honestly gives some good advice to run away from that bitch.
You gotta run away, bro. Hot girls are a dime a dozen. We'll get you one, we'll get you ring girls, we'll get you two at the same time, bro.
Yep, who would have thought? Let's listen to Sean on this one. If there's one thing that Strickland does well, it's keeping it real. The dude always says it how he sees it. Now, in response to this, you would think Ian, being the fighter that he is, would either A, talk some trash back, or B, challenge Strickland to a fight. Well, the dude played his I'm the victim card and threatened to sue him. Like, come on, there is no way this dude is a UFC fighter. Don't get me wrong, the guy would whoop my ass in a fight, but I'm really hoping Luque knocks this dude out. How can you be so blind and clueless to your surroundings? This dude legit has no balls. Like, have some respect for yourself. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he didn't even type these messages to Strickland. This may have been the work of the #1 in command, Layla. Sean of course doubled down and called the guy a cup, which just about sums everything up. With Ian's fight in a couple weeks, I really hope Colby catches wind of all this. Luque isn't much of a trash talker, so our only hope is Colby. That should make the pressers a little more entertaining. Overall, with all this news coming out, I doubt Ian Garry will ever get any traction on his name, which is Ian Garry. The dude has his wife's ex-husband's last name, lives with the ex-husband, has the same ex-husband as his nutritionist who put him on a vegan diet, and has a wife that's 14 years older and wrote a book about being a gold digger. I mean, how can you cheer for a guy like that? Even if he gets a couple wins under his name, the MMA community will always be right there to roast this guy about his personal life. Let me know what you think in the comments below.